Today we want to take a look at the void. Endings, which we explored last week, are usually event-driven. Endings tend to be rather specific. They have a starting point and an ending point, if you will, to the ending. When we are experiencing a significant ending in our life, the ending of a primary relationship, the loss of a loved one, the ending of a certain lifestyle or sexual identity, for example, when we experience a significant ending, there is usually a lot of turmoil, a lot of change, a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion. If we were to try to visualize an ending in terms of Mother Nature, we might say that an ending feels like a tornado, or it feels like an earthquake, a lot of upheaval. Whereas the void tends to feel almost flat and empty. Almost flat and empty. It's as if everything that came up and that was shifting and changing and dramatic and painful and frightening and difficult is now over, but we're not yet in a place where something new and great and wonderful and clear has made itself known and manifest in our lives, and we find ourselves in what we might say is like a no man's land. You may recall that last week's lesson was entitled When One Door Closes. And of course the idea is that when one door closes, what? Another door opens. This week's lesson is entitled But It's Hell in the Hallway. I wish I could take credit for that. I think it is very creative, and quite honestly, I think oftentimes it's exactly the way it feels. Yes, we know that when one door closes, another door opens, but gosh, that hallway can be really difficult. So I want to share just a few key points with you about the void, and then I want to wrap it up at the end and give you some do's and don'ts if you find yourself in the void right now. The first key is, in fact, to remember that while an ending time is often a time of upheaval and confusion and chaos and, in a way, an awful lot of energy expended outward, that the void tends to be a quiet time. The void tends to be a relatively flat time, or we might even describe it as an empty time. It's a time of uncertainty for us. Another key point is to appreciate that for most of us, the void touches some of our very deepest fears. You see, as human beings, we so want to live with a certain sense of certainty, do we not? We want things to make sense. We're much more comfortable stepping into something new and experiencing with clarity a new beginning than we are in sitting in this place of not knowing and uncertainty. And yet, a key point about this thing that we call the void is that this emptiness is a rich time for us to be able to probe much deeper into ourselves and try to get some clarity around who are we really now? What is it that we are really longing for? What is it that Spirit is inviting us to do or to become? You see, in this place of the void, in this place of emptiness, where it's clear that something has ended, but it's not yet clear what's going to take its place. In this expanse of the void, in this expanse of the emptiness, sometimes we can see much more clearly, much further, and much deeper.